So from another class, a prototyping class, but because not all of you folks are 100% aligned, we're shifting it, and it's going to be a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit easier. And what I do want to stress here, off record, even though I'm on record, is don't stress too much about this one. Okay, this one's technically, yes, was an assignment, but we're shifting it to more of like an exercise base. And what I mostly want to stress is I don't want you to stress about it too much. So it is built in the assignment as like a full big thing. But I've provided you folks with a worksheet. So anyways, let's work it out, or let's go through it. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a partner. Partners a little bit different from what we were doing partners before. Essentially, now we're just going to be working with the partners so we can test each other's worksheets. So we're going to do usability or user testing on something that's a game that's already existing. So we're going to choose a partner. So you'll each write your own tasks and have your own game. I should put that. Then you're going to choose a game to test. So of course, when we're doing this exercise, what we're trying to do is we're trying to find where we can improve in user experience, in anything under the sun. So of course, if you're going to choose a game, it would be great to choose a game that might already give you some pain points. So things that you already feel like you've experienced and you want to formulate, say, a recommendation for those things. So say, for instance, say you can never log into a game. It's always frustrating. Maybe that's going to be one of your tasks. So your task would be log in. And if you see, when you set that task and your partner is going to fill it out, if you see them struggling, then that's going to be, say, for instance, a critical error. And then your recommendation would be to make the button larger, ensure that there's a way to sign up if they don't have a sign-in account, et cetera, et cetera. The other thing we need to think about when we are choosing our game to test is we obviously need to make sure that it's accessible to that person, whether it be a free game or if it's a game that they've already played. So I imagine hopefully with your partners, you should be able to find something that you could each experience. And again, it doesn't have to be a game that they've already played, but maybe you want to go on Roblox and use one of those games and formulate a few tasks for that. Then we're going to use the worksheet provided. I'll show you that in a moment, and you're going to fill out your tasks. And then essentially you're going to swap your worksheet and your game with your partner. You're each going to perform those tasks, see what any issues, and then you as the owner will formulate recommendations. Does that make sense? Brilliant. Okay, because it kind of completely shifted. Were you going to say something, Trevor?
I would say, yeah, it just sounds like essentially it's like a play test. Just this time we're actually making a written document for it.
100%. 100%. So it is exactly a play test. So yes, you have a written document to document things. And the other portion of this is part of the learning in this one is developing tasks and formulating recommendations. So again, not all of your tasks will need a recommendation because maybe this particular user blasted through them and they had zero problems at all. But that's where I'm saying, try to pick something that maybe like isn't, like number one game under the sun that everyone plays and there's zero issues with. Find something that maybe you already have pain points on, just like kind of maybe we did with the survey. So I'll just show you the worksheet. So I've provided this to you folks. So I can just call this play testing worksheet. So all you need to do is download this file. It is in here. You're going to put your name. You're going to put the game that you are testing, and you're going to put your participant. So Trevor, if you're working with Rowan, obviously your name goes here, Rowan goes here, and Rowan, you might have the same game, you potentially will, or you might have a different game. So you just need to obviously make sure that that's in there. I have room for 6. If you want to do more, you can, but don't hurt your partner by giving them a whole bunch of tasks. So this is where I want you to start to formulate your tasks. So if we were testing prototypes, we wouldn't really have a list of tasks. We would probably, like we discussed, it might just be more like, do they understand the instructions? Did they play the game successfully? What's their feedback, etc. This we're going to run, like I said, we're going to run through a little more of, there's going to be a little more structure. And I also have like some examples of what we're going to, this wouldn't be an actual question example, but asking things in regards to gameplay, such as character creation. So, you know, within this game on Roblox, customize your avatar. If your partner is having a tough time navigating through there, that's where they're going to meet. That's where you're going to not document what that error was. They couldn't find the menu system. They found the options not really, you know, widely spread. And then the severity ranking, is that really imperative for the function of the game? Is the whole intention to shift your avatar? If it is, then that might be a little higher of a severity. And then you can formulate a recommendation. Adding more options, you know, decreasing, you know, the amount people would have to pay to get these things, etc. And then if you're feeling up to it, again, it's not a requirement, you could ask some follow-up questions to see, you know, maybe they had a task and you're like, I kind of want to, or I asked them a question while they were doing it. You're welcome to plunk them in here as well. And this is all you will submit. Okay? Does that make sense to you all? Do you should I go into any more details of that, or does that seem pretty clear?
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Brilliant. Thank you. So this is due in quite a while. So this you'll probably maybe be doing in tandem. I don't know if that's maybe good or bad. But I'll leave the date as is because I don't like moving updates. I'll leave that as is. Okay. So please let me know if you have any questions in regards to that. Just going to